The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, alongside. My music did not fire, fellas. I'm sorry. But yeah, I had a big intro coming into this. But here at the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Labor's Local 663, Shelter Insurance Agents Grant Baker in Aurora, Sean Holman in Lockwood. The Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Doak Propane, Chevy dealers of the Ozarks, and Great Southern Bank. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Well, going down first time at Alton, the Alton Comets, and head basketball coach Jared Kelly. And Coach Kelly, thanks so much for your time today.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
Guys, 24-5 on the season. Class 2 District 2 champions defeated South Pemiscot in sectionals a night ago, 83-64. And up next, you've got Bernie in the quarterfinals. But first, let's talk a little bit about your team. And I see several of them there in the background. But tell us a little bit about the Comets.
We got 4 seniors, a couple juniors, a couple sophomores, a couple freshmen. All of them's really got a lot of playing time throughout the year. Had a pretty tough schedule. Really looking forward to Saturday.
You you kind of got on a streak here where you've won, 14 in a row.
Yeah, I think so.
Coming into this contest, tell us a little bit about that run. What are you doing really well right now as a team?
We're just coming together. We're executing in the on the offensive end, and then we're getting a lot better defensively and rebounding. I think maybe one team in the last 14 has actually out rebounded us, and then we're just kind of controlling the pace, making teams play the way we want to do, and a lot of teams don't want to do that.
Tell us just a little bit about your background. How long? Where'd you go to high school, college? How'd you end up there at Alton, and how long have you been there?
Went to high school at Winona about 20 years ago. Played for David Brewer, who was a girls coach there at Ozark. Played for him. Then after high school, went to North Central Missouri College, where I played basketball. Ended up at a SMS or Missouri State. Graduated there, and then before this job, I was at Bunker for 5 years. And then Coach Gorman, Coach Hollis, who was coaching here last year, talked me into coming down, and I came down here last year, was his assistant, and then took over this year and everything.
Oh, Coach, and again, we're visiting with Coach Jared Kelly, the Alton Comets. Take us through that Class 2 District 2 tournament. You get Van Buren in the first round, and then East Carter before the sectional matchup with South Pemiscot. Tell us a little bit about those 2 district games.
The Van Buren game, we started out slow. They came out and tried to play a slower pace. I can't remember how much we was up at halftime, but we came out the second half and started playing our game, started getting some turnovers, some easy baskets, and ended up winning, I think, by 25 or so. And then the next round, we played East Carter, and they have a really, really good player, and they're well coached and they're physical. But we got them running with us a little bit. I think we were up 5 at halftime, and then third quarter came out and kind of opened it up a little bit, and then it held the whole way, and then closed it off there in the fourth quarter.
And then, Pemiscot a 19-point victory there. They're 18-9. Now you've got Bernie, who's 27-1. What do you know about this Bernie team?
They shoot the ball really, 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 really well. They're very well coached. Defensively, they really get after you. It'll be a good matchup, but a matchup we look forward to, and hopefully come out with a W.
You've got some young men in the background there that want to be a part of this. Kind of introduce them one at a time, and who we're going to visit with first.
Who wants to talk first? Yeah, go first. All right, I got Jacob Smith here. He's a senior for us. You can go ahead.
Jacob, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Tell us a little bit about what role you play and the position and what your responsibilities are.
Well, I play the guard spot. I'm just forward spot, and I just do a little bit of anything that needs to be done that night. Just whatever role I'm in is kind of what I'm suited with.
What's your favorite role?
I just like play out on the wing, shoot it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, kind of from your state of viewpoint, tell us a little bit about the season, what you thought coming into it, and where you are right now. Did you expect to be here?
Oh yeah, we expected to be here. It's kind of something we looked forward to from the summer last year, even like the end of last year. Thought this is what game 4 is what we're going to do. So this is what we set out to do.
What are you doing between now and Saturday to kind of prepare for Bernie? Are you watching a lot of huddle, film?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Watching a lot of film and putting up some shots, getting free throws in, make sure we're shooting a lot of free throws and just staying healthy, really.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it at this point of part of the season. You're 30 games into it, so you feeling good?
Oh yeah, we all feel good. We're all strong.
All right, very good. Well, hey, good luck on Saturday. Maybe we'll get to visit again.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you.
You bet. And who do we have next, Coach?
Got Rylan Still. He's a junior point guard for us.
Rylan, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am good. Rylan, tell us a little bit about your roles and responsibilities.
Well, I'm a point guard. That being, I kind of like the assist, man. I like getting to people who can score really easily. I don't put up that many points, but I do when I have to. I like setting the tempo. I like getting some transition pretty fast, and just setting the pace.
So you guys like to get up and down the floor?
Oh yeah, a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Push it
I
fast.
see in your last game you had 83 points. Did you have any goals or personal or team-wise coming into this season?
Personally, making it this far, becoming a part of a team, getting to know these guys real well. Last year I was pretty good friends with all the seniors. I was still close with these guys, but setting that real good bond that we have has been a personal goal. And then as a team goal, we've always wanted to make it this far, and now it's just finishing it through.
What are you doing between now and then to kind of get prepared for this game with Bernie?
Trying to eat right, keep my legs real loose and warm. I know I gotta play a hard defensively game against these guys coming up, so just trying to stay healthy, as Jacob said.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, Ryan, thanks so much. Congratulations on the sectional win, and best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
You bet. And who is our last victim?
Go last. It's fine. You guys want to go together? I'm going to have you talk two of them. We got 2 seniors here. You got Chandler Cisco and Christian Orr.
All right. Chandler, Christian. Hey, welcome to the show here at the Missouri Sports Network.
Thank you.
We'll start with Chandler. Chandler, tell us a little bit about your role and responsibilities on the team.
My role is to score, I guess you'd say, and get rebounds.
What were some of the most memorable games, your seniors, as you look back on this season? What games kind of stand out to you?
Last night.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a game you're not going to forget, and then you just need to go out and trump that with a Saturday victory. But as you look back over your 4-year career, was last night maybe the biggest win you've had in your career?
I would say so, yes.
Christian, would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure.
And Christian, tell us a little bit about what position you play and what your roles are.
I'm the center. I just try to pull in all the rebounds I can and try to be a threat inside so that I can get my guys open on the outside.
As you look back, and Chandler may have stole your answer, but what were one of the most memorable games you played this season?
For sure, either just winning districts again, going back to back this year, and we just want to go as far as we can.
And we'll look at go back to Chandler here for a second. You guys are both seniors. What plans do you have for next year? You guys going to try and play at the next level, or go to college, or what are your plans right now?
Yeah, actually, I've already committed to Baptist Bible College in Springfield, and then
very nice.
Brandon, wherever he's at, he committed up there too. So we'll get to be teammates again.
I'm not playing anywhere.
What are you gonna be doing next year?
Going to school.
Okay, where any?
Probably just West Plains.
Yeah. Any particular area of study?
Business.
Business. Is there a background? You got family members in business?
My dad works at a bank. He's a loan officer.
There you go. Yeah, you go get a loan and start a business.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, gentlemen, hey, congratulations on the district and the sectional championship, and best of luck here as you get to that quarterfinal game with Bernie. And again, we're visiting. You bet, guys. Thank you. Thanks for being part of the show. And again, visiting with Alton Comets head basketball coach Jared Kelly. And coach, this obviously this game last night, the district championship, meant a lot to the Alton Comets.
Oh yeah. No, I mean we went back-to-back years winning districts. Then last year we played Campbell in the sectionals, had a 20-point lead, and kind of let that one slip by and lost on a last-second shot, and they went on to win state. And so we kind of feel like we let one get away, and hopefully that doesn't repeat itself this year.
Yeah. Well, what are your plans between now and then? I mean, on Saturday, and how far of a travel is it for you, this quarterfinal game?
It's about a 2.5 hour drive, but we'll kind of break it up. I think we're gonna stop somewhere and pop a bluff and maybe get some shots up at a gym and stuff like that. But as far as today goes, kind of rest, go over stuff, do some walkthrough stuff, talk about what we plan on doing, talk a little bit about them, and then watch some game film and go over what they do. And then tomorrow we'll probably, we'll go a little bit more in practice over their sets and how we're going to defend them and all that stuff.
Very good. Very good. Well, Coach Kelly, I greatly appreciate you guys being part of the Missouri Sports Network today on High School Game Day. Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage. And guys, thanks so much for being part of the show, and we appreciate it. And we'll be watching. And hey, go out and get another win. We'll have you on again next week.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet, guys. You're listening to and watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. We'll be right back with Coach Steve Rissler from the Licking Lady Wildcats after these messages from Chevrolet.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Yes.
Hey, welcome back to the high school game day here on the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad you tuned in, and always a pleasure to welcome to the show from Licking High School, Licking Lady Wildcats head coach, Steve Rissler. And Coach, thanks so much.
Yeah, I actually brought my two seniors with me today. They happen to have this hour PE class. So this is Kylie Taylor with the glasses, and this is Kylie Ingram.
Two Kylies.
They're my only two seniors on the team. So,
all right, Coach. 24-4 right now. You are Class 10 district champion. Defeated Steelville 50-49 a night ago, and up next you got Stratford on Saturday. Take us back to that Steelville 50-49 game.
Yeah. So the first quarter we didn't play very well. I think it was just a big moment. We didn't execute our stuff, and they jumped out early. But then I heard today that we went on like an 18-0 run, and then they closed the half on a 12-0 run, and it ended up being tied. So it was 25-25 at half, and then we started the third quarter really well. And we were actually up 10 basically the whole second half until about, 2.5 minutes?
Yeah.
About 2.5 minutes left, and then they just started hitting everything. I think they made 5 or 6 threes in the last 2.5 minutes, and We knew that we had fouls to give, so we fouled, the last minute, just trying to make them keep having to re-throw the ball in. And then they ran out of timeouts, so I told the girls in the last timeout, I said, if they score anywhere around 8 or 9 seconds, just don't even run towards the ball. Just run away from the ball. And so they hit a 3 to make it 49-50, and then we ran away. So.
Oh, that had been an exciting game. I've had Steelville on and Coach Zach Kennedy, and
Yeah.
I know Naomi Perkins is one of their best players, and
Yep.
that was a big game for you guys. Well, Coach, you've got a couple of seniors there alongside. Kind of introduce them a little bit.
Yep. Okay. So girl right here is Kylie Taylor. She's actually my assistant's daughter. So she's been in the program since she was really, really little. And she's also an all-state did you make it this year? 2-time all-state in volleyball. And she's our point guard, 4-year starter. And then the big red over here is Kylie Ingram. And she's had a really good year for us. And she leads us in rebounds. She's about like an 8 and 6 girl. And she's going to play next year at Westminster. And Kylie Taylor still hasn't decided if she wants to play volleyball in college yet. So, but she wants to be a coach, and Kylie Ingram is going to be an RN.
Oh, very nice. Well, Kylie, and we'll start with Kylie Taylor. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts there, in that game, getting down 1 and going on a run, giving up a run, and then just the last few seconds. What was that like for you as a player?
Just like very exciting, but kind of nerve-wracking, but you also have to keep a level head about it. We just knew what we needed to do, and we went out and did it in the second half. And I'm really proud of the girls for that.
And Kylie Ingram, just kind of give me an idea of what it was like for you.
It was a really good experience to play, and we knew what we had to do, and I don't think we ever lost faith in what we were doing. We knew we could win, and we just had to execute our stuff and do what we were supposed to do.
Now, you've got coming up next, you've got a good Stratford team, and it's been well documented their, recent over the last decade, their history. What are you going to have to do there to come out on top?
We're going to have to play hard.
Yeah.
Going to have to execute our stuff really well, take care of the ball. They play really good defense, and they're just a great team.
Actually, these girls, they kind of grew up with Emma Compton.
Okay.
Emma used to go to school here, so they're all, I think they're still decently in touch. A lot of them played on the Chaos. Emma's dad coached a travel team called the Chaos, and that's what they all grew up playing. So, it's I don't think we haven't ever beat Stratford. So, we're hopefully we're due for one.
Tell us what's going to happen between now and then.
Really hard practices. We got to focus, and we got to work on our stuff, put in stuff for them, and just get after it in practice.
Yeah. It's really it's really hard to simulate the kind of pressure. They play such really good man-to-man, and Emma's probably the best on-ball defender, in high school and any level. And we just have to be ready, be prepared. And, I've already talked to our JV girls about going really hard today. So.
Yeah. Very good. Well, you've got a PE class, I guess, there in the background. And what are you doing between now and then? Just to take care of your body and get mentally and physically prepared.
Well, I take a lot of medicine.
I drink a lot of water.
Take a lot of ibuprofen, drink a lot of water, rest up really well, watch film.
A lot of watching film and just preparing ourselves for what we know is about to happen.
Well, you guys both have decided, what you're going to do next, and we'll start with Kylie Taylor. What led you to that decision at what your plans for next year, and again, kind of run through what you're doing and where you're going.
So I've played volleyball my whole life. My mom taught me growing up, and I just really love the sport. And I haven't decided if I want to play yet in college. I have a couple of visits coming up, so I'm just really keeping my options open.
All right, Kylie Young, what led to your decision?
Well, I've always played basketball just like that, and I just love the sport. I didn't really think I was going to play in college coming into this season. Figured it would be my last, but when I got offers, I looked into it and decided that's what I wanted to do.
I'll come back in. There's a Marshall guy, Brian Peck, Masioki Industry or Masio Properties. He's kind of a like a scout for Westminster. He's really close with the program. His daughters play there. He actually coaches the one of the girls' teams in the All Missouri Attack. I believe they used to be with I know him and Coach Minders are. I think Coach Minders may have coached a group, and Coach Peck coached a group. So Kylie Ingram is a 6-footer, and she can handle the ball. She's really good on the boards, and she has a really long arms, and so he saw the upside to her, and if she puts some muscle on and really buys in the weight room, she could have a really good career at Westminster, and they have exactly what she wanted to do. In college, she wants to be an RN.
Yeah, we had Coach Washington, who's actually been on the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com and on Facebook, and they're having a pretty good year. And had a young lady set her scoring record, and we had her and the young lady on. So always joy. But ladies, again, congratulations on your sectional win, and best of luck here as you head up on Saturday at 6 p.m. to play Stratford, and we'll be
We're gonna be up in your neck of the woods. Where should we eat?
Smith's Restaurant.
Smith's?
El Rodeo or Smith's Restaurant.
We go to Smith's and El Rodeo. That's right. Is it still in the same spot?
Oh yeah,
off the square. Okay, yeah, that is a good idea.
Yep, that's where I would go, and we're going to welcome in right now. And Coach, you can kind of take over your screen there, but
okay.
We're going to welcome in Coach Rory Henry as kind enough to join us here. Hang on just a second. He's going to slide in. And Coach Henry, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
What's up, Rory?
Got any words of wisdom for Coach Rissler?
Oh, I could say a lot of words to him, but he knows. He knows.
I can't hear him.
I can't either.
He's got to speak up.
Sorry. I don't know if my connection's very good.
No, you're good. They're just in the gym. But, again, hey, Coach Rissler, thanks so much for being part of the show, and we will talk to you soon.
Okay. I'll see you Saturday, hopefully. See you later.
Now we bring in Coach Henry from Walnut Grove, 22-7, Class 1 district champions, defeated St. Elizabeth 57-42 in the sectionals, and you've got Golden City up next at 1 p.m. Coach, kind of take us through that district in that Class 1 district.
Yeah, we were in a district with Dadeville and Wheatland were kind of the top seeds there, and we drew Dadeville in the championship and played really well. Had a great first half. Freshman guard Ellie Smith really stepped up, had 31. She had 23 in the first half. Played probably the best game of her young career, and we got a pretty good lead in the first half. I think we got up 24 or so at halftime, and then we just kind of coasted in the second half. They played really well. We played even with them and finished out, district championship. And then we went and played a St. Elizabeth team on Tuesday, really good St. Elizabeth team. And I was really proud of our kids. They came and they were tough. If you don't know much about us, we were a very, very young team. We start 3 freshmen. We have 2 juniors. We have no seniors on our roster. We lost 8 seniors from last year's team, a very decorated senior class. So we only had 1 girl that returned with any kind of significant minutes. So we've kind of grown a lot as the season has went on, and maybe played one of our best games on Tuesday against a really good team to get to this round. So we are playing really well right now. We're playing with a lot of confidence, and just really proud of the way this team's grown. So,
Coach, as you look at the history there at Walnut Grove over the past couple of decades, that experience that those younger kids have, coming up, watching, all the Harmons go through and the state championships and the Final Fours, What does that mean to these kids coming up? And you like you said, you had a freshman, score 31 points. What are you guys eating over there?
I don't know. We asked Ellie that about what she ate that day, and it was biscuits and gravy. So we've been kind of force feeding her that. But no, these kids, we're really proud of the culture we've created here. I just see, like you said, kids come up, they see what it takes to be successful. And I'll probably go back to just the kids that have come through here. When you see Heather Harmon or Lexi Harmon, and I could just name a bunch, Faith Gilkey, these kids that saw success and what it takes to be successful, hard work, and they're around that. And I usually get these kids about 5th grade is when I start. I'm in a unique position where I can coach junior high. So we start building that culture then, and I think they see that, they come up, and they kind of just believe that it's their turn when they become freshmen. It's our turn and our chance to get a legacy. But to be completely honest with you, this year I am a little surprised with how well we've done. We've never graduated a type of class we graduated last year, and then turned around and had this much success this early. So I am very impressed with the way they've stepped up.
You feel like this has maybe been your best coaching job in your career?
I don't know if I want to say that. I mean, they make it pretty easy on that part of it. They listen. So I've enjoyed it the most, maybe one of the most, just because it's challenging. This year was very challenging, and I've had a lot of people tell me, "Oh, you've got to really coach this year," and we have. We've put a lot of effort into game planning, scouting, film. I think you can ask them how much film and preparation that we did to prepare for St. Elizabeth, and that's something that maybe we didn't have to do as much with Faith and Lauren and Michaela and that group I just had, because we knew talent-wise we were going to match up and probably be better than most people. But now we work hard and we try to really use our strengths. So
you've got 3 young ladies standing behind you. Introduce one of them, if they'd like to speak. We'd love to have them on.
All right, this is Ellie Smith. She's our freshman point guard, and she's the one that we had talked about that had a heck of a game, her district championship. So,
Ellie, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So they've been force feeding you biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
Take us through that first half. Did you realize you had 23 points at half?
It kind of just went a little faster than what I anticipated, and it was kind of just a blur, but it was very exciting.
Take us through your freshman year. What was the biggest challenge coming from a 7th and 8th grade and coming into a freshman year where you're the point guard?
Probably following the last group of girls that came through. They were all just the best, so we had to keep up.
All right. That's fair. So what do you do what are you doing now to kind of get prepared for Golden City on Saturday?
Well, definitely just watching a lot of film and just seeing what they are like and what they have done in the past.
Yeah. Are you pretty excited about this quarterfinal game?
Yeah, I'm very excited. That's all I think about.
Very good. Well, Ellie, hey, congratulations on a tremendous game and a tremendous season, and go get you some biscuits and gravy. And Coach, who's next to Ellie?
This is Jayden Johnson, and Jayden is our one returning senior from last year's team, and one of our what we consider our upperclassmen here, our juniors. So Jayden had a heck of a game against St. Elizabeth. Probably her best game of her season, and scored 15 and hit 3 threes, and also does a lot for us on the defensive end. So,
Jayden, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the Missouri Sports Network. And Jayden, just from your point of view, coming into this season, did you ever imagine with what you lost that you'd be getting ready to prepare up to play a quarterfinal game?
It's definitely something at the beginning that we didn't think, well, it was going to be difficult, but coming into it, we knew what we had in the junior high, and we were super excited to prove a lot of people wrong and see what we could do with our new people coming up. And just working day in and day out, I felt like we could get pretty far.
So you guys defeat St. Elizabeth 57-42. Who was your first text from? Who are you hearing from when you won a sectional game with all that you'd lost?
Well, I've gotten a lot of texts, but before I check my phone, I always go out to the lobby and had about 30 different fans come up, just hugging everyone. Great game. Can't wait to see what you guys can do in the future. We'll be at your game on Saturday. Just really supportive. We have a really supportive community here, and I feel like that's a big part of our team and Walnut Grove as a team community.
Well, what are you doing to get prepared for this game on Saturday?
Like Ellie said, just always watching film, watching their tendencies, and then we're a very superstitious team. We have been for the past 10 years, so we're making sure that we wear the same socks every game and we drink the same drink before we play. Just very superstitious.
So since you were 8 years old, you've been superstitious. What are some of the oddities? I mean, you listen to the same music. What are you doing?
Yeah, we have this video that we play right before we run out, and it's a motivational video. It's about 5 minutes long. We all kind of put our heads down and focus on the game, kind of get into the zone, and we listen to that. I drink Body Armor, the same one before every game on postseason. We all have our little clique. So.
All right, very good. Well, Jayden, hey, congratulations. Looking forward to the game on Saturday.
Thank you.
You bet. And Coach, who's behind you there?
This is Peyton Johnson, and Peyton is also a junior, and she had a good year. She's kind of our deep threat. She hits a lot of threes for us and extends some defenses. So one of our leaders.
Peyton, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me, kind of give an idea of what your thoughts were coming into this season, and did you imagine you would be here at this spot?
Kind of what Jayden said. We really knew it was going to be difficult to get here, and we had a lot of people telling us how we weren't going to make it, weren't going to be that good this year. We just wanted to prove a lot of people wrong and show that we could all come together and be a good team.
What was maybe a game this year where you kind of felt like you turned the corner? Maybe a game you felt like you might
definitely
lose?
Our Max Creek game. We beat them by 20, and then 3 days later lost by 5. It was really hard because we hadn't really lost a conference game in that long. And really right after that, we all just came together and knew it was time to buckle down and work hard.
Well, outside of getting Jayden's Body Armor and making biscuits and gravy for Ellie, how do you get prepared for a game?
I just really like to listen to my music. That really gets me going and getting a lot of shots up before we get there.
All right. Very good. Well, Peyton, congratulations, and thank you so much for being part of Missouri Sports Network. And, Coach, what are you doing between now and there? Obviously watching some film on Golden City. Is this a team you're familiar with at all?
I've been standing outside about 10 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. We have we played them earlier in the year, so we know a lot about them. We played them over the summer. We played them in last year's district championship. But they're a very good team, and I think they've gotten better since we played them the last game. So, we'll just watch film. We'll really prepare. We'll practice hard over the next 2 days and just get ourselves ready to go. I think at this time of the year, I think we know what we're doing. We're just it's about execution. So,
you bet. And now this is Republic.
This will be at SBU.
This will be at SBU. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My apologies. Well, that's very good. That'll be right around the corner too.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good.
I'm excited to see Coach Rissler's team. You guys don't know, Coach Rissler and I are really good friends and have known each other for a really long time. And if you were to hear a lot of the same stuff and terminology and verbiage of our two programs, we both coached under Brett Soden at Fairgrove. And in fact, when I need something, I know that's who I call. So, and I think it's really cool to see Jared Kelly as well. If people didn't know, Jared Kelly coached here at Walnut Grove and coached with me for a year. So I'm really excited about him as well. And it was also really neat to see Coach Pearson at Wheatland win a district this year. So shout out to a lot of guys that I'm really close with and excited to see the success in their programs as well.
You bet. And I didn't realize when I had Coach Kelly on earlier today in the show that he had been a student. He did a student teaching at Walnut Grove.
Yeah. Jared did a student teaching here, and he coached my junior high with the girls one year and did our boys for a while. So I'm excited to see his success.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, I greatly appreciate you being part of the show. And ladies, thank you so much for sliding in, and best of luck on Saturday. And we will be in attendance. So we'll certainly look forward to seeing Walnut Grove play. I've seen you play one time this year at your Holiday Classic tournament, and but look forward to seeing you guys again. But I really appreciate you guys being part of this.
Hey, thanks a lot. Hopefully we can pull this off. And like you said, maybe we can come back next week. We'd love to do that. So
you bet. Hey, good luck, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. Coach Rory Henry and the Walnut Grove Lady Tigers part of the show here. We're going to take a quick Chevy Dealers timeout. We'll come back and we'll play some interviews from earlier this week.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet. Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Also brought to you by the Bank of Billings, Doak Propane, and Labor's Local 663, Shelter Insurance Agents Grant Baker and Aurora, Sean Holman in Lockwood, Great Southern Bank, and Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Going back down to Dora High School, home of the Lady Falcons, and head coach Cole Garnett. And coach, district championship. How's that sound?
Sounds pretty good. This one was definitely the one we were most nervous about. You know, last year we were the 2 seed and no one really expected us to win it. But this year being the 1 seed, it comes with its own pressures for sure. It was definitely nice to get this one as well.
Well, take us back through the game, a 50-43 win over Kabul. Kind of take us through how the game played out.
Well, to be honest with you, neither one of us could score in the first half. They came out and hit a shot, 3-0 for a little bit. End of the first quarter was 8-3. We went into halftime. Our other senior, McKenna, hit a buzzer beater. 19-9 was the halftime score, and I felt like our defense was really good. We were blocking out and rebounding really well. But our offense, we just couldn't seem to get anything going very much. Come out in the second half, and we knew Kabul, being at Kabul, they'd make a run. They're going to hit some shots. We just got to make sure that we do what we need to do. I remember specifically calling timeout late in the fourth quarter. We just made 2 really bad turnovers, and I felt like we were starting to panic a little bit. And I told them, listen, even if they hit a 3 here, we're still up 4 points. We're still up 2 possessions. I think we were up 7 at that point. So, just calming them down, saying, hey, everything's going to be okay. Relax a little bit. Give credit to Kabul. They made it a game when they could have easily, laid down and let us run away with it. But, they have fight in them too, just like anyone does that makes the district championship game. Thankfully, near the end of the fourth quarter, they had to start fouling. And if you foul the girl sitting beside me here, she's usually pretty good about making her free throws and putting the game away. So we're lucky to have her for sure.
Well, the young lady sitting beside you is now the all-time leading scorer in Dora High School women's basketball history with now over 2,610 points. I think that broke the record, but 24 points the other night adds to that. Cassidy, first, congratulations on becoming the all-time leading scorer.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Did you know you were close?
He wasn't gonna tell me, but he did mention it before. What game was that?
It was the Bakersfield game.
Before
First
the
round of districts.
First round of districts, yeah, he mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I knew I was close. I didn't know how close though.
So you got it against Kabul or Bakersfield?
Bakersfield, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
she broke it
Bakersfield.
Monday night against Bakersfield.
All right. So what was the shot that went in? Did they stop the game? What did it look like?
Honestly, I don't know the exact shot, and no, we didn't stop the game during the game.
Probably a good thing in district.
What?
Go ahead.
Oh, I remember thinking about it when she broke it, and I didn't really want to stop the game being district tournament. Michigan's got different regulations and rules on what can be done at districts, but I think she actually tied it on a layup and she got fouled and then broke it with a free throw. I think it was mid first quarter or so.
All right. Well, Cassidy, take us through the Kabul game. Coach mentioned, he called a timeout to kind of calm you down. What was it like as far as the players were going, and did that work?
Yeah, like you said, in the beginning, none of us could really score, and then third quarter came, and they kind of made a run. We never got down though, except for in the beginning when it was 3-0. But we did a good job of when they made a run or got momentum, we didn't get down. But him calling a timeout was probably a good thing, just so we could take a deep breath and get back in it.
So, what does it mean to go back to back as a district champion and the district player of the year?
Well, it means a lot. And last year, like you said, it was different because we were the 2 seed. There was no pressure, and there was a little more pressure this year being the 1. And we were a little more nervous this year, I think. But yeah, it means a lot, and I couldn't do it without my teammates or a coach here.
Well, and being a senior, that puts a little extra pressure on, knowing it could be your last game. And now you're playing with house money. You've got Crocker coming up on when you guys play tonight or tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Where will that game be played?
It's at Lebanon High School.
At Lebanon High School. So, Coach, what do you know about Crocker? You haven't seen them all year. They have identical record. They were not the Newburgh team that a lot of folks felt were come out of that district.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about them, and what are you going to have to do to come out on top?
Well, I know they're a good team. Newburgh's been state ranked for most of the year, and they've beat Newburgh twice in the past 3 weeks now. My own personal opinion, we just got to do what we do well. We've got to block out and rebound. We've got to defend and make sure that we don't give up open shots. I feel like as long as we contest shots, if people still make contested shots, then, listen, they still make contested shots. But let's make sure that we contest and we block out and rebound. Our biggest deal is we've got to take care of the ball. If we can have 15 or less turnovers in a game, I feel like that gives us a really good chance to win. If we come out and we have up near 20, 25 turnovers, we're in trouble and we're struggling. We've just got to make sure we're strong with the ball. We can handle it. From what I have seen of them, they do put some pressure on the ball. So we're going to have to make sure that we're ready to handle that. And then when they do overplay on certain areas, then, be ready to attack the basket. Like Cassidy said, we couldn't do it without some of our teammates. The other night, our other little guard, Cassidy had 24, but our other little 2 guard, she put in 13, which, she's averages about 8 or 9 a game, somewhere in there. And so anytime we can have 2 girls up in double figures, and then maybe 2 more combined for double figures, that really lightens the load on her offensively to where she doesn't have to go out and get 35 or 40 a night. So we just need to make sure we do what makes us, I tell them every night, do what makes us good. And when we block out and rebound and we defend, I feel like we're a pretty good team.
Coach, as you look at Crocker and you've seen them a few times, maybe on film or things like, is there a team on your schedule that you've played already that maybe you could compare them to?
They like to play man, I feel like. So to me, the only team we've seen all year that played us man, there's 2 of them. There's Hartville and Houston. But Hartville and Houston were able to give us so much issues just because of their length and their size. I tell the girls every day, we're not very big. Cassidy here is only about 5'5.5", 5'6", if she's got her, her lifts on and her shoes and whatnot. But we're not real big, and we do struggle at times with length and size. But I don't think watching them that Crocker has the length and size that Houston or Hartville does. That doesn't mean they can't give us issues, and that doesn't mean they won't. But comparatively, when teams have ran us man, it's been them. It was Hartville and Houston, and so we're going to go prepare like we prepared for those teams.
Cassidy, what are you doing between now and then to kind of get prepared for this game? Are you watching film? Are you taking care of your body? What are you doing to kind of get prepared?
Yes, I've been watching a lot of film just today because we didn't know until last night who we were going to play. But yeah, I've been watching film today. It's hard to focus and do any schoolwork. I know. But yeah, I've been watching film today and just gonna have a good practice today and focus on what we need to do to get ready for them.
And Coach, what's the schedule like when traveling? I don't know how far it is from Door to Lebanon. Are you getting out of school early? You're stopping and eating. What's the travel look like?
It is a good little trip. We got to go up to Richland last year for the sectional game because Misha played it at the home courts last year because of COVID. It'll take us about 2 hours, 2 hours, 15 minutes on a bus to get there. We're going to leave early, a little bit after lunchtime here at school, and we're going to take them to eat out here in West Plains. And then, of course, from there, once we eat, we're ready to go. We'll head up north. I personally like to be in the gym an hour beforehand, but Lebanon's gym I told him yesterday, it's a full-on arena. It's a different feel when you're down there on the court and you have no backdrop or no wall behind the goal. So we're going to try to get there a little early, have them walk through the gym before we go get dressed, and just, be able to adjust a little bit to the surroundings. Misha rule is you can't get a ball and warm up till 30 minutes before the game. So we can't be out there at 4:30 getting loose, warming up or practicing. But, just being in the gym and being able to see what's behind there and around there, I think will do us, as much good as being up there to practice for an hour would probably. Just trying to get there a little early where they can see things.
Right. And that gymnasium is one of my favorites in Southwest Missouri. I enjoy every time I get to go there. It's kind of an historical looking facility. It's very nice, and you'll be well taken care of there as well there at Lebanon.
Yes, it is. It's an extremely nice gym. I've had the opportunity to coach a few games there before and be in it a few times, and it's a different feel than a normal high school gym for sure, but it's not a bad feeling. It's pretty exciting getting to coach a big game in that gym.
All right. Cassie, again, congratulations on behalf of Chevrolet of the Ozarks for setting an all-time school record. And every point you make from here on out, you just keep breaking your own record. So see if you can go out and do it 40 or 50 more times here over the next few days. And, Coach and Cassie both, tremendous luck as you head into this sectional game. And you guys keep winning. We'll keep having you on.
All righty. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Head coach, Dora Lady Falcons, Cole Garnett, and Cassidy Hambleton, our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, 2-time Athlete of the Week. Keep it right here at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage.
You want to go out, Walter? Let's go.
Pace yourself.
You call that defense?
Make it quick, buddy.
One evening as the sun
That
went
should
down,
shed some light on the subject.
fire was burning.
Where'd you get that bone, pal?
How you doing? I got a package for you.
No, Walter! He's a civil servant!
That's
incredible. Oh, yeah. It's a Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. This thing's built for off-roading right from the factory.
No, I meant the cat.
It's like nobody's seen a cat before.
The Chevy Silverado Trail Boss.
Hey, Walter, let's get this man some hot cocoa.
Oh, that sounds good. Find new friends. Find new roads. Chevrolet. Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences. Find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage, brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Great Southern Bank, Doak Propane, Labor's Local 663, the Bank of Billings, and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, who reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. We go down to Iron County. South Iron Panthers head basketball coach Dusty Dinkins, 24-4 on the season. Coach Dinkins, thanks so much for being part of the show today.
You bet. Thank you for having me. We're always a pleasure to get to visit about some high school hoops.
You bet. And actually, Coach Dinkins was our very first guest on the Missouri Sports Network, going back into July. But Coach, tell us a little bit. You guys 24-4 on the season. Tell us a little bit about how the season's gone up to this point.
Well, we graduated a really strong senior class last year, and just kind of, came into the beginning of the season really not knowing how, all the pieces would fit. But we returned 3 seniors from last year's squad that we've just good leadership, and we started off the season, doing some things really well, and kept progressing. We had setbacks here and there, but throughout the course of the year, we've really strung together some nice stretches and have grown and seen our underclassmen really take steps forward and are really making big impacts in February and hopefully continue into the postseason.
And that experience that you had last year going to the Final Four, that has to help the group that is returning as you head in now to sectionals.
Yes, no doubt. Our guys, our 3 seniors have been through quite a bit in their career here at South Iron. Actually, the district championship win was their 100th varsity career win. And, they've got a lot of experience, and we're just upon them to help these young guys, have that composure, hopefully, throughout the run, and hopefully we get to continue to play for a while.
Let's kind of take us through that run through districts where you get a Festus, a Lesterville, and then a 21-6 good Bunker team that you win by 8.
Yeah, going into the district tournament, before the district tournament, we played 3 outstanding teams in Fatima, Steelville, and you're talking a Class 4, Class 3, and a Class 5 that all, are going to be, strong in the postseason. And that was a good test for us. And we actually dropped 2 of those 3 games, but really saw some areas that we needed to address and went into the district play and did a Lesterville team that has a lot of underclassmen, but they have 2 seniors that are really good. And then saw Bunker on their home court for the district championship. And they're a fantastic team with 2 that should play at the next level. So in Class 1, if you have 2 guys that are potentially college basketball players, it's going to be tough, and especially on their home court. And they played fantastic. We were fortunate that we just kept our looking to do what we were supposed to do for 4 quarters, and finally was able to gain the lead there and secure that victory. But Bunker did a job, and we compliment them. Have a lot of respect for their basketball team.
Coach, at 24-4 now, as you head into the sectionals, what are some things right now that you feel like you're doing really well, and maybe a couple of questionable areas where you feel like, hey, we got to kind of tie this up if we're going to make a deep run like last year?
Well, overall, we seem to take care of the basketball very well. We're averaging right at overs a game, and for a team that gets lots of possessions, we feel good about that. Now that's a concern tonight because the team we play, they're known for their energy and their hustle and their ability to pressure you all over the court. And so hopefully we make sound decisions and make the right decisions and right plays against that pressure. But the past has shown that we have that ability to do that. So hopefully it's forth. A concern that we have would be probably on the defensive glass, the rebounding. Boy, they offensive rebound really well. We don't have the 6'4", 6'5" that we had last year. Inside, we're more 6'1". So that's a real big concern is the rebounding and trying to keep the points from building up on us too much.
As you look at Chadwick, they come in at 22-4, I believe, on their season. Is there someone on and I know you've watched film and things like that of that nature, is there someone on your schedule that kind of reminds you a little bit about Chadwick?
I don't know that we have had someone that brings that type of a pressure, that plays that hard for 32 minutes. We played some teams that are really talented offensively, but don't play that style necessarily on defense. I think they just do a really good job of bringing that pressure, and it's you don't see a lot of teams, I think, doing that type of stuff right now. So it's a little bit different for guys when you have to go out there and navigate through that. So I don't think we have anyone that I can really compare with them.
As you go into this game tonight, are you guys relatively healthy? I know there's bumps and bruises just from playing an entire season, but outside of that, are you healthy?
Yes, we're healthy. We've been like everyone, like you said, this time of the year, bumps, bruises. We don't have any real injuries that concerned with, so we're very fortunate and very blessed that that's the case.
And just your game tonight, and probably a good crowd there as both boys and girls are playing. The South Iron girls and Coach Graves have had a tremendous season, 25-1, I believe, on the season for them. Probably a good crowd there at West Plains tonight.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a drive. It's about 2 hours for us, and I think we'll have a good crowd. But that's a little for some folks, especially like our boys game at 7:45 at night. That's quite a late night, especially if you have young kids. But we're expecting a good Panther turnout and excited that hopefully we'll get to have some fun competing and hopefully playing well.
Yeah, Chadwick in a similar boat, transportation wise, as far as geographically, and then they're also both male and female teams there as well. So probably a big crowd at West Plains.
Yeah, they've had a nice run. We played them last year in the sectionals, girls and boys. They've got really nice teams and do a really great job with their coaching staff and their teams. They're fun to watch and very difficult to compete against.
So what time you guys heading out today?
We're going to leave school about 2:30 and venture on over and probably stop along the way and let the guys have a moment to get off the bus and stretch their legs. So, that's our plan.
All right. Well, Coach Dinkins, as always, I appreciate you being generous with your time, and you got just a little bit of time for getting on a bus. Best of luck tonight, and hopefully we'll get to do this again. If you guys come out on top, we'll get you back on.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'd sure appreciate it. Thanks so much.
You bet. Dusty Dinkins, head basketball coach on the boys' side at South Iron High School, preparing for the sectional game tonight in West Plains. Keep it right here at Missouri Sports Network.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here at the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Labor's Local 663, the Bank of Billings, Shelter Insurance Agents Grant Baker in Aurora, Sean Holman in Lockwood, Great Southern Bank, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, and as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. We'll go down to Blue Eye High School, and Blue Eye Lady Bulldogs head coach Ken Elfrink, 56-30 sectional win over Miller, 25-5 on the season and under construction down there at Blue Eye. But Coach Elfrink, thanks so much for being part of the show.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Coach, a 26-point win over a very good Miller team that you just beat by 4 earlier in the season. Just tell us, how was the game different?
It really it was a battle. I mean, Miller's a quality ball club, and Sean, Coach Price, has done an outstanding job coming in knowing that we played him before. It was a tight game, and defensively they just do a tremendous job. I mean, it's hard to get good looks off of them. And, we were fortunate early that, we hit a shot to get us going. And then defensively, I think we really stepped up our game. We just played tough. I mean, again, and Miller did never back down. I mean, I never felt comfortable, even when we were up 22, 23 points with about 3 minutes left. I still, I never felt comfortable with, because they're a very quality ball club, but yeah, I just felt like, we kind of get locked in defensively, and then we hit shots. We as coaches, I always say, if you make shots, everything's a lot better. It's the ball goes in the hole, your defense gets a lot better, and you play off of it. And we did. So we hit some key shots and was able to get some good looks in transition because their half-court defense, like I said, is one of the best defenses I've seen all year.
Coach, as you look back, you've got 5 seniors, I believe, on this team, and a lot of folks know about it, a couple of them, but just those 5 seniors and that experience they had last year going to the Final Four, how much is that helping you right now as you try to make another run?
Oh, I mean, I really saw a lot last night. I think it was key for us last night. I think they were locked in, and it's kind of a rivalry game. And like I said, it was with Miller coming in, we knew that they bumped down from Class 3 to Class 2, and then when the alignments came out, that we would probably meet up in sectionals. And so, a lot of people had a pencil on their date book that we could probably see each other again, and even after we played in early. But I mean, our kids, our composure, I saw a lot of confidence, a lot of composure last night. Even off, Samantha George came off the bench and probably had a career night. Just played with a lot of confidence and just determined, and it's like, hey, we're gonna get the job done. And fortunately for us, let's say shots fell, and their shots didn't fall, and it kind of fell in our favor. So,
What 13 or 14 wins in a row here as you head into this quarterfinal game Saturday at 1:00. What are some things you're doing really well right now as a team?
I think defensively, I think we've always last night we really locked in. I felt like we were doing a good job of trying to keep things out of the paint and rebounding and kids doing their role. I think my kids have always done their role, but they're really understanding their role even more. Last night, Riley Arnold, one of our key players, and lead and score, but that was their focus. The Miller's focus was, hey, we got to know where she's at, and so Riley accepted that challenge and facilitated and controlled the game. And even though she scored 6 points on the night, she understood that, hey, this is what I need to do tonight. And so I think that's one thing our kids are understanding. Hey, night in, night out, we need to rebound, we need to defend, we got to do those things that we can control. And I think that's what we're doing now, as we're taking care of things that we can control. Now, there are times that we don't. Obviously, they're high school girls, so we're I still get frustrated, and they relax every once in a while, and I got to remind them, hey, you can't take a play off, but that's kids for you.
Right, and as you head into this quarterfinal game with Dora, 1:00 on Saturday, what do you know about Dora, and where's the game going to be played?
We play on Saturday at 1:00 at Republic. Obviously this time of year, everybody plays really, really good. I've not seen Dora play. I've talked to a few coaches. I'm getting some film, and we'll study and get ready for them. I know they got the Hamilton girl that can flat out score. I guess, she can score from anywhere. She can attack. She can shoot the three. We got good role players around her. Got a couple other guards that can shoot a little bit. So it's going to be, like I said, it'll be a game that we're going to have to be locked in. And like I said, hopefully play with the same confidence and poise that we played with last night. And like I said, it should be a good game. And like I said, at this time of year, it's one game at a time. And I always said, and I make this statement, it's always getting through districts is the toughest part. Okay. But then I always say, well, getting through sections is the toughest part. But then you get to the quarterfinals, like, all right, get into the quarterfinals. So yeah, every game, you just take one game at a time. So every game is tough from here on out.
Having done this as long as you've done this, that quarterfinal game, I often hear coaches say it may be the toughest game because it's the one that puts you in the Final Four.
It does, and I think it is. It's one of the toughest games, but it's also one of the games where, hey, for me, it's always been getting a district title. That's the toughest one because that's a lot of times where I think kids may relax, or the parents may talk about, oh, well, who you playing next, or you may look at your district alignments and they may think, okay, well, they're not looking down the road. So I think sometimes you overlook the district itself, and so for me as a coach, I always think the district championship game is the toughest as far as mentally preparing. Because after that, you got a couple of days to prepare. For districts, you prepare all year long for that district run. When districts are over with, every coach is limited. They got a couple of days or 2 or 3 days to prepare for the next opponent, and you just go play. So you don't have to think about it as much. And so, yeah, that's my point on it. So.
As you look at this matchup, who does it benefit more with each team not having seen each other, with you having been there before? This is as far as Dora has ever gotten in girls basketball. Does that benefit you more because of just the fact that you guys have not seen each other all year?
Well, yeah, I mean, I could see it both ways. I mean, obviously, I haven't seen the Hamilton girl play, and where I understand she can flat out play. And so, that was the thing with Miller, us playing Miller. We played him earlier in the year and both knew each other. We played the past 3 years And so we're familiar with each other. They're not familiar with me, what I do defensively, offensively. Obviously, we can watch tape, but watching tape is one thing, and playing someone and seeing someone live is totally different. So yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, too, it comes down to players making plays this time of year. I mean, coaches can do their job, and we're going to work at it and do what we need to, and do our studies and film work and talk to different coaches and get our kids prepared, hopefully mentally more than anything. But when it comes down to it, it comes to kids making plays on the floor and doing the little things right. It's about the little things.
Coming into this game, now you guys are, you're 30 games basically into a season. Are you relatively healthy at this time? And what's the plan like between now and Saturday?
Yeah, we really are. We're actually almost back to being fully healthy. I mean, we've been battling injuries most of the year. Avery blew her ankle in the pink and white, and then about a month ago, Riley blew hers against Sparta, and then a week later, Kylie blew hers. So we've been nursing ankle injuries all year, but I think we're almost fully healthy, and kids are got their step back. And today obviously is going to be kind of a laid back day and kind of talk about their next game and get some shots up. And after last night's game, it was a tough game. I said after the end of the third quarter, I sat down, kneeling down in front of the bench talking about finish the game off, and I look across the kids, and Sam George has a big old black and blue whelp under her left eye, and Riley's got a cut under her left eye, and Kylie's got blood coming from her mouth. And so we'd battled for 3 quarters, and it was tough, and we went to work. And so, and honestly, I'm not saying that was enjoyable to see as a coach, but it was kind of like, wow, these kids went to work. And so it was, and they just left it on the floor. So it was fun to see. So yeah, we'll kind of recoup, get our legs back under us, and get ready for Saturday.
You bet. Well, Coach, and again, we've been visiting with Blue Eye Lady Bulldogs head coach Ken Elfrink, and 56-30 win, and play Dorrit Republic at 1:00 in the state quarterfinals on Saturday. And Coach, thanks so much for your time. I know we kind of set this up here just today, but coaches have been pretty good, and I really appreciate you being part of the Missouri Sports Network today.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate it. Thanks for all you do, and we're excited for Saturday. So,
all right, keep it right here at Missouri Sports Network.
The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to Missouri Sports Network. Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, alongside here. Missouri Sports Network, as always, brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Presented by Labor's Local 663, the Bank of Billings, established in 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Labor's Local 663, Doak Propane, Great Southern Bank, Chevy dealers of the Ozarks, and Shelter Insurance agents, Grant Baker in Aurora, and Sean Holman in Lockwood. Pleased to be joined now on their first visit with the Missouri Sports Network, Ellington Lady Whippets head coach David Burroughs. And Coach Burroughs, thanks so much for your time today.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Guys, 23-4 on the season, defending Class 2 state champions. Talk a little bit about the season up to this point, which has been very outstanding.
Season up to this point has been going really good for us. Definitely wanted to beef up the schedule this year and really see what we needed to work on and what we were capable of. And I think we were able to do that to try to make a pretty good run this season.
Talk about that schedule and what that looks like. Who did you add to your schedule? I see Battle is on your schedule. Who are some of the teams you added?
We played Battle, and then we played also St. Charles Lutheran, added Steelville. I want to say those are probably the main ones to really beef it up because, of course, we have South Iron is in our conference, so we see them a couple of times. So we've got a pretty tough schedule this year.
Tell us a little bit about your team. Obviously, what you lost off of that team a year ago, a state championship team, due to graduation, and how you've had to replace them, and who are some of the young ladies that have stepped up this year?
Well, we didn't lose anybody from last year's team. We got everybody back. Didn't have any seniors. We've got 3 seniors this year, and Laura Gore, Abby Harper, and then of course Gretchen Hackworth. And to replace those 3 that's going to be tough next year. But hopefully we've got some that are going to step up and try to fill their shoes.
What is that experience, of going to the Final Four last year? How much has that helped you this year, plus the fact that you beefed up your schedule a little bit?
It's definitely helped us because, last year, they had the asked them the first practice, what are their goals last year? And, a couple of them said, oh, we want to win districts. So, of course, I said, well, hey, let's set our sights a little bit higher. Let's shoot for state, and see what happens. Well, of course, they kind of laughed about it and said, okay. So we got to work and we were able to pull it off. So, of course, this year, not being the underdog anymore, having to play the role of bullseye on your back, they took it to heart, and they wanted to play the teams that are going to challenge them and get them ready for the postseason.
Again, visiting with Ellington, Lady Whippet's head coach, David Burroughs, here on the Central Bank of the Ozarks High School Game Day. Coach, tell us a little bit about your background. How long have you been at Ellington? Where'd you go to high school, college, and how did you arrive there?
I've started off at I went to high school in Arkansas. I'm from Forest City, Arkansas, and went to high school there at a private school, Calvary Christian High School, out of Forest City, Arkansas. From there, I went on to Arkansas State University, where I got my bachelor's and my master's, and I started teaching at EPC there in Lepanto, Arkansas, and started coaching there. Got a couple of state championships there as an assistant. So then I decided I wanted to venture out and kind of do things my own way. And so I came to Missouri, and I started off in Lesterville, Missouri, and then I ended up here last year. So this is my second year. I was at Ellington in 15-16 and then left and came back last year. So this is my second year coaching them.
Wow. So you got state championship in your first year. What was that like?
It was special. I really enjoyed it. The girls, it's definitely them. I'm not going to lie, I inherited a pretty good squad, and just trying to build them and get their confidence level where it needed to be.
Outstanding. Well, tell us a little bit about your family. What's your family life like? What do you do in Ellington when you're not coaching?
Man, when I'm not coaching, I've got a 5-year-old daughter, and she's my world, and basically whatever she wants to do, whether it's going outside, jumping on the trampoline, or even playing Barbie dolls, whatever she wants to do, I'm down to do it. And she loves basketball as much as I do, and she's their number one fan, and she's always wanting to go to the gym and shoot, and so I have to lower the goals so she can get some shots up and everything else. So she's definitely a part of it. My wife, she teaches here at Ellington. She teaches middle school science, and she's actually our bookkeeper. And it makes it easy as a coach when you've got your family around you all the time, rather than them doing something else and they're at home while you're at the gym all the time. So it definitely makes it nice that my wife teaches and my daughter's really involved with it. So it makes it fun.
Now tell us a little bit of Class 2, District 2. Tell us a little bit. You had East Carter and then Alton. Take us through that district game, and talk a little bit about Naylor, who you played just last night.
Yeah, we faced East Carter, and we knew they were going to be a tough draw for us in the semifinals, and they gave us all that we wanted. Our shots weren't falling that night, so we had to rely on our defense. I think that night we went 2 of 16 from the 3, something like that. And we couldn't get anything to fall. So we just had to really rely on our defense and get some rebounds and stops and get out in transition. And they stepped up and they were able to do that. And so, we were able to move on to the next round. And getting into that district final, they knew what they had to do. They had to start making some shots. They had to play a lot better than what they did, and they really had to get fired up that first quarter and let them know how serious we were about trying to get back to Springfield. And they came out fired up, knocking down everything, and really took it out of hand in the first quarter, the way that they came out that game. And so they really enjoyed that. And so on to Naylor last night. We struggled from three, but I think a lot of it had to do, we kept looking at the 3-point lines, how there's 3 of them. We kept telling them, hey, shoot from the yellow one. Well, they would back up to the white and still 2 feet behind the white. And I'm like, man, that's why they're not getting there, girls. Y'all going to have to scoot up or look to the middle. And then, of course, Gretchen got in foul trouble, and that hurt us when we had to put her on the bench. We went through spells where we couldn't make anything. And when she got back in, she said, I got to go get a bucket. And so she basically took over there in the fourth quarter. And I think she got, I want to say 9 or 11 of her points came in the fourth quarter.
Now you've got New Haven. What do you know about New Haven, and where's that game going to be played on Saturday?
That game's going to be played at in Sykeston at 1 o'clock. And of course, failed to mention them. We played Sykeston this year at Sykeston, able to come out of there with a 1-point victory. So we've played on that floor this year. So that plays well for us. We really enjoyed that floor. We like the goals there, the atmosphere. So that'll be fun. But as far as New Haven, we've watched a little bit of film on them. They've got a little bit of size and things that they do. We like the way that they play. They play hard, and we're really going to have to come prepared and ready. That's our main focus right now. We say drills and get up shots and all that stuff, but these girls have got to watch film, and they've got to be prepared this late in the season. They've got to be ready for anything.
Again, visiting with Ellington Lady Whippets head coach David Burroughs here on High School Game Day, presented by Great Southern Bank. Coach, as you look at Naylor, you've seen them on film. Is there a team on your schedule that you've played that maybe you could compare them to a little bit for your kids?
I mean, they play a lot like Naylor. New Haven, I would compare them to Naylor. As far as what I've seen on film, as far as size and style of play, I could compare them to a Naylor or even an East Carter. They play about like I would say East Carter does, the way they like to pressure the ball and things like that. So that's who I would right off the bat compare them to.
Yeah, and I apologize. I said Naylor. I meant New Haven. But
that's fine.
Coach, at this time of the year, being basically about 30 games into it, 5 months into it, are you guys relatively healthy now?
Yes, we are actually real healthy. We went through a spell probably December, January. One of our guards, she was really sick. I mean, she was running fever all the time, things like that, and we just couldn't get her healthy and couldn't get her body back. And finally, we made her take a few weeks off and get real healthy, and now she's back and she's playing really well right now. So as far as healthy wise, we're really healthy, and they're really hungry.
Very good. What are your plans between now and then, and about how far of a trip is it for you over to Sykeston?
It's about a 2-hour drive, and just basically practice and watch film and get them ready, because they're ready. If they could, they'd play today. That's how hungry they are, and they're ready to play.
You bet. Well, Coach Burroughs, I certainly appreciate you being generous with your time, and I had a great opportunity here, first experience for you to be on the Missouri Sports Network, and I really appreciate you, coming on and filling us in about Ellington. And I'm an ambassador. I've got my ambassador shirt on, and for the Final Four, so I'll be there. If you guys make it, we'll get to meet face to face.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate you very much.
You bet. Ellington Lady Whippets head coach David Burroughs. Keep it right here on the Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage. Hey, folks, certainly glad you had an opportunity here to tune in. We appreciate everybody watching with us today. We appreciate the coaches that have been a part of the high school game day show today. A couple of those were recorded earlier today and one even yesterday here at the Missouri Sports Network. But do you have an Athlete of the Week nomination? Send us an email at MissouriSportsNetwork@gmail.com. I'm Guy Newcomb, and certainly have enjoyed this first real live episode, even though a couple of those were recorded, but I have enjoyed the first real live episode of High School Game Day. Hey, everybody, take 3 seconds and buckle up. 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.